Before this hearing even begins, understand what we're about to watch. This is not a murder trial, but it starts with a capital murder warrant. On March 28, 2025, officers from the Houston Police Department Gang Division were executing a high-risk felony stop in Harris County, Texas. Capital murder suspect. Perimeter set. Tension high. And then someone drives up, not the suspect. A man who says he lives there. Officers claim he ignored commands. They say he walked toward the residence despite repeated orders to stop. He ends up on the ground, arrested, charged with interference with public duties, a misdemeanor punishable by up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. But here's where it gets interesting. Even during this short probable cause hearing, the facts start shifting. Was the suspect inside the house, in a truck, nearby? The judge catches inconsistencies in the prosecution's summary in real time. So now we're left with a bigger question. Was this deliberate interference during a dangerous police operation? Or was this a resident caught in chaos who didn't fully grasp the severity of the situation? Watch closely, because in hearings like this, the smallest wording differences can change everything.
Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there.
Stop.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant.
Okay.
Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence, Your Honor.
Did it serve the warrant? What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's when this incident occurred.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and Squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's Gang Division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him off balance and to the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what. So I was originally reading the summary, and I'm going straight from the gems now, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So
This right here is the turning point. First, the summary says the suspect was at the residence. Then it says inside a truck at a nearby residence. That distinction matters more than people realize. The capital murder suspect wasn't actually inside the home. Then the urgency around someone walking toward that specific house changes dramatically. And notice how the judge presses the issue. He's not attacking the case. He's making sure the facts are clean. Because probable cause doesn't require perfection, but it does require clarity. The state's argument hinges on one thing. The defendant ignored lawful commands during a felony stop. That alone can justify the charge. But the defense angle here would focus on confusion. Was he truly interfering, or walking toward his own residence without understanding the scope of the operation? This is where context becomes everything.
The suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Did they later state that that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was? I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing to that.
I'm going to find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's going to win,
They are. I understand.
no?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hand.
At the end of the hearing, the judge finds probable cause. That means the charge of interference with public duties moves forward. Not a conviction, but enough to continue the case. What stands out most is the judge's warning. When you escalate against law enforcement during an active operation, you're likely going to lose that battle. It's a blunt reminder of how authority functions in high-risk scenarios. This case highlights a powerful tension. Individual property rights versus police command authority during dangerous operations. Even if you live there, once officers establish a perimeter in a felony stop, compliance becomes critical. So what do you think? Was this clear interference? Or was this a chaotic misunderstanding that escalated too fast? If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, share it with someone who loves real courtroom analysis, and don't forget to subscribe for more high-intensity legal breakdowns.